I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto ye, beloved and holy friends. I thank you for joining me again. There are little dogs trying to bite my feet below. There's a puppy woofter here with us too. She's probably ready to dance as well. Yeah, puppy. Hey, puppy. Hey. She's been super mean to the baby dog. Like really mean. And I don't like it. It feels like it's hurting me when I see the dogs being mean to each other. I'm gonna get this plugged in, and then we should have audio everywhere, or at least wherever we go. This creature of the darkness is trying to destroy. You're destroying it, you silly monster, you! You silly monster! You monster, silly monster. Come here, puppy. Come here. Come here, dude. Come here. No, leave my microphone alone. Did you see how it like goes with the microphone? Yeah, puppy. Watch my puppy. Watch your puppy, kiss. We're gonna dance now. She thinks we're gonna go and dance outside, but it's too hot out there for me to dance out there. Hey, Joy. It's nice having you. I need to get stuff set up, technically still. I feel very scatterbrained because I couldn't get my life going the way it was supposed to. I think I'll still take it a little bit. I want to say take it easy. Get things set up. Oh, I think here is good. Doodle-loop. Did this one doodle-loop? This one did not doodle-loop. It's doodle-loop now. Did you steal Joe's leggings? These were actually a gift. These were a gift from Anne, I believe. Anne was like, I have a bunch of scarves and a pair of pants that I think you would be able to wear. So these are women's pants, technically. You know how I know? Because the pockets are like fingers deep. What are these, pockets for ants? How am I supposed to put a phone in there? Meanwhile, like this is, maybe I should make a joke. Yes. Hello? And then I put my cell phone away. Bad joke. I think it's funny. Okay. Little dog is loud. She's trying to get Pippi to play with him. And Pippi is being mean. Pippi is being a meanie boobini. A meanie boobini to the baby boo baby. She was like playing with him just yesterday. Having a good time. Having a good time with little baby. Look at baby. What's up, puppy keys? I'm gonna play music. Watch. She's gonna come around that corner as soon as I start playing music. I'm gonna find some I'm just gonna play a random track. Watch her come running. What did I say? You ready for dance? In Joe's leggings. No. He's biting my scarf. I guess I'm just gonna play from the top. Unironically adores dancing. Does not, however, adore the baby dog. Don't bite my mat. Sorry about that. Still out of reach for the doggos. Pepe is just standing on the sidelines watching. Pepe is just standing on the sidelines watching. He's like, why are you holding that creature? Yeah, it froze up. Stream is choppy and keeps stopping. I'm not actually that surprised. Man, I don't think we have good signal here. There he goes again. Bad signaling it up. I don't think we have good signal here. There he goes again. Bad signaling it up. It's just, it's too hot for me to dance the way I used to. Like, unironically, I don't know if it's healthy for me to try with the level of heat we're dealing with here in South Africa. And the humidity. Like, it is 70% humidity right now as well, so the heat doesn't get to escape. The heat just stays. Right. Getting closer to the Wi-Fi. Let's get this microphone. Put it away. Man. I'm having a little bit of a bad time right now in my own head. Of like, things ought to be differently kind of vibes. I don't even know if I'm live right now, to be honest. Like, that's how bad it is. I'm gonna trust 40 degrees Celsius. Man, okay, I'm close to the Wi-Fi now at least. There's a Carlos there as well saying hi. Okay. Let's go to the kitchen first and get ourselves some cold water. Because even though I'm not even out of breath, the heat, it feels like I'm being oppressed ceaselessly. We see you still. It's just choppy. Oh, okay. Should be a little bit more stable now at least. I'm trusting. I'm just packing some things up here. I'll return momentarily to the view of cameras. Okay. Got a bunch of things. Think I'm going to get set up in here. Probably. Just put this down for now. Then I'm gonna put some water in this thing. It's cold as balls here in the States. Send some, please. It's like a highlight reel. Then we loosely chop together. Goodness. Yeah. Yeet Lord. Haven't seen that name in forever. It's nice seeing you now, friend. Bless ya. And I'm gonna get some of these things off of me. Why is it so damn hot? It feels like I'm gonna die ceaselessly. Right? I feel like maybe that's in part, something I haven't articulated quite directly. is that it literally feels like I'm dying. Feels like dying. It's fucking freezing in America today. How about those seasons we're having? I guess it's probably the same for you, friends, being happening here right now. Like being cold for you and being hot for me makes it impossible for us to. Okay, we got some hydrations. Woke up to all the pipes frozen. Gee, yeah, I've never seen snow even, so the differences in worlds. Sometimes I forget what day it is until I see Melty setting up a dance routine. Oh, it must be Wednesday. We forgot last Wednesday. We completely. I even like had like plans to do it. Like it was the first day of the new year. You know, I wanted to dance for it, and then when the time came, it just kind of blew past me. Did the power just go off? No. Carlosi, Carlosos, Carlosian. Baby dog has been exploring his boundaries. Pippi still hates the doggo. So mean, puppy. Why are you so mean? So mean to baby dogers. Why are you gonna be like that? I should have decent lighting here as well. Is that true? Bad angle, but I think decent lighting. Hope they don't burst. But it's supposed to warm up. Yeah, I heard. I'm thinking about Duck Dad right now, Eat Lord. He told us that before this winter came, they would like winterize certain things because they are at risk of exploding when they freeze. Such a different world you friends live in, right? Like things freezing is never on my mind. Maybe not never. Let's just say rarely. It's rarely on my mind because here in South Africa, we'll have things called a cold front, and then things will go like freezing temperatures for a hot minute, and then those freezing temperatures will end up hurting a bunch of our plant life. I lost a few bonsais to that frost, actually. I have a piece of Palo Santo here. I don't know why I felt compelled to bring this out today, but today's stream topic is about asking, are we evil? All right. Are we evil? I hope that we come to the conclusion that we are not, but I believe in asking the question, there is a certain train of thought that has to be met. All right. When you ask yourself, am I evil? It makes you think about the things that could be. All right. For instance, if I was evil, I am evil in the ways that might be insensitive. All right. I'll say things, even though they are potentially trippy, concerning, worrisome, because it's something that can be said. I'll almost say things concerning, right? I'll say things that could seem evil because they're funny in contrast to a moment, right? I want to give you examples, but I think they don't really work out of context. We as human beings definitely have an interesting relationship with how we see ourselves when it comes to that as well. Gotta love that tree work. I think I'm missing some. Gotta love tree work. Maybe you're talking about that little piece of Palo Santo being the work of a tree. Is that what you mean? If you mean that, I do love it. The tree work, that is. There we go. Oh man, I have my title wrong again. Oopsie. Is this thing gonna load? Okay, yeah, it's working. Looks a little bit wrong though. Why does this look wrong to me? Is it the angle? It might be. It's fine. I'm not going to worry myself needlessly about that now. Let me see if I missed some. Just choppy. Get what it is. All the pipes burst in my house one time when I lived in Texas. I just got on a plane and came back to the tropics and said, fuck it. I'll get back when it's warm. When I lived, okay. Not recently, right? That's not a new thing that happened with you moving now, right? I remember you saying that you are going to not be in the same space you used to be. All right. I can fix anything as long as I'm warm. The thing I'm trying to fix is being warm right now. Interesting how that works. I am the worst on occasion, but I don't know about evil. I agree. I don't know if you know what? I think I can be worse. I'm the worst on occasion as well. Right? If I'm an unpleasant version of myself, I'm very unpleasant. But I agree with you in that way, Joy V. But I don't consider myself evil. I consider myself uh, I want to say like a troll. I don't know if you would consider yourself that way as well. But a troll, isn't necessarily someone that's evil. They're just someone who wants to get a rise, wants to have something, right? Rather than nothing. And it might not always be appreciated. And I am trying to learn how to read the room when it comes to that as well. Freezing in America today. I forgot about the day. Sometimes I forget what day it is. Bless you again. What do you do when pipes freeze? It doesn't snow at my elevation. All the pipes burst in my house one time. Bless you again. You just wait for them to thaw out and hope they don't burst. It's supposed to warm up. I can fix anything. Bless you again. No way I'm going into the crawl space in this weather with a hair dryer. If they break, they break. Yeah, I feel you. Doug Dad is cutting trees in 8 degrees today. That does not sound particularly fun. But I do know that Doug Dad takes great pride in his work, and I'm sure he's going to find enjoyment in it no matter what. Bless him. Yeah, I meant to winterize my pipes last night, but I just forgot. Ah, yeah, it happens. I do hope that nothing bad happens, at least. That's what I'm also gonna be doing. The crawl space and hair dryer. My word. I'm the worst on occasion. Okay, I think I've caught up. Yeah. Feels like I want to say more about today's stream topic. Like there is more to be said. I think there's just more to be felt in asking the question of, am I evil? Am I a bad person? Right off the bat, when you start to consider whether or not you're an evil person, maybe I'm projecting, but we start to compare ourselves, right? We might go down the rabbit hole of thinking about our actions and again comparing, measuring them up against what we would consider evil actions or what we would consider good actions. And I think in that way, every single one of us have been shaped to believe some things are evil and some things are not. One of the things that I think is very evil about our society right now is our housing crisis, for example. But if you are a landlord right now, you probably don't consider yourself an evil person, right? If I ever had to own property and I had to ask rent for people to live there, would that make me feel like I am evil? Thinking about myself right now and my perspective. I do know that I wouldn't want to. Right? Like there is this understanding in me that there are certain things that I do consider evil. And I feel if you had to ask the version of me that was younger, his book of things he would consider evil is different than mine is now. One of the things that I feel is kind of evil about our society is the fact that we have to give our time, we have to give our lives in order to earn a resource like money in order to continue to exist. Right? It's like we give our existence for our continued existence. And I don't necessarily think there is something wrong with giving, right? In fact, quite the opposite. I think we feel most fulfilled when we give ourselves to others, right? Instead of closing ourselves off and just being in that self-stimulation loop. For example, there can be two versions of you. There's the version of you that sits in their apartment, orders food in, and does their job, and then on their off time plays games or watches TV shows, and that's the whole loop, right? You never exit your apartment because you can always order food, and that loop just over and over again. And then there's the version of you that instead of orders food in, just goes to a different restaurant each night, right? Maybe still with a budget. I think you could potentially even save money. You walk to the different restaurant every day. Even though you might end up in the exact same loop of do your work, eat your food, and then watch your TV show. The version of you that just goes out of that space will automatically be better off, right? Because you will be experiencing almost the significance of being in the outside world and being a self in that outside world. Like, it will come with a lot of feelings and thoughts and experiences and potential insecurities, things that are not always easy to deal with. And then to expand it even more, right? To see like some of that time being spent with people that you care about, finding yourself appreciated for your presence, the way it makes you feel. I don't know if it is measurable in the same way we would measure the amount of money we make, right? Maybe to articulate it in a different way is if we had to have some sort of metric, comparison. What's the other word I'm looking for? The data. If we had the data on exactly how everything we was, how happy, how hungry, how angry, how fulfilled, how satisfied, how content with our life, how patient, how etc., etc., etc. If we really had the information, right, tangibly, and then we might have that information sooner than we realize. What is it that's going to take value, right? For instance, in this world where we can perfectly tell exactly how it is we feel, and we can maybe even assign a value, right? A 9 out of 10 or a 9,000 points, or right, some sort of value to that. Will we as a society become more obsessed with ensuring that that number goes up as opposed to the money number going up, right? I was like spending some time again today looking at things. And one of the things that I saw was the aging demographic in China. The fact that I believe the number is 40% of their population will be over the age of 60 by the year 2035. That's a decade from now. It's a trip to say that 2035 is a decade from now, but that's also true. 10 years from now, 40% of their entire population will be over 60 years old. And our birth rates are falling all over the world rapidly. So fast. It is absurd. We are already in many countries below replacement level. And we have these countries, these economies, these governments in so much debt. And then the young people of our generations do not have access to the same resources or access to the same opportunities. So we do not have the same capital to then contribute to like the pensions. There's literally less of us. So by that definition, less people to help take care of the aging population as well. With the one child policy, it was four sets of parents, two parents and a child, right? Like six people taking care of this one child. And then by the time it came around to be the other way, their parents and grandparents started aging. Now it's six people dependent on one person. And it goes down this rabbit hole of, are we evil? All right. Are people asking that question enough of themselves? Are people asking whether or not an action is evil? And if they don't like the answer, will they conclude it's not? Probably more often than not. I'm going to quickly read some comments and then maybe we can keep going down the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nora Rivers, bless you, friend. I don't think I've seen your name many times before. I'm gonna read your comment real soon. I think I'm just a little bit behind. We're all evil and we're all good. We shift from one side to the other as situations present themselves. That is a interesting perspective. Situational goodness and evilness. And then in that case, is it up to us to find ourselves in situations where it's easier for us to be good, right? I think so. Is it evil to walk past all the homeless or just self preservation because I can take care of myself and can't help anyone? You see, now we're getting to the good stuff. Joy V, thank you so much for bringing that question into our minds. Oh, you can't even hear those sounds? Not much, at least. Sick. They're so disturbing to me. Better. Is it evil to walk past a homeless person? Standing up for yourself and taking care of yourself, because that is what you can do, right? And you know you cannot take care of all of the homeless people. I don't think so. I think the fact that you have these thoughts in the first place means that you're not evil. And we in South Africa have a homelessness problem as well. I don't even know if it's a homelessness problem more than a joblessness. We have a joblessness problem. Most people have a home. Most people will find a piece of land and build themselves a place, you know, like out of things they'll be willing to steal. Like people will not be completely homeless. And this is me, speaking under so much naivete. Hello, Sisa. I'm willing to admit that too. But you do see people on the streets, and you do see people that after they clock in for the day, asking for donations next to the road, they go back to their house. And some of them earn more money than the people they're begging from. But at the same time, there is this, at least for me, willingness to acknowledge that the most valuable thing I have to give in a moment like that is my presence. Right? I feel you almost take from yourself and the other person more if you pretend they don't exist. Right? If you just avert your gaze and like hope they don't see you, hope they don't come close to you, right? I try to, at the very least, hello, mama. At the very least, acknowledge the existence of. And I think there usually is some sort of value exchanged in that. That's so to like wrap this up. Genevieve asked, "Is it evil? Am I evil by walking past a homeless person and not helping them? Is it evil to walk past all the homeless, or is it just self-preservation?" Yeah, like again, inviting someone, anyone, right? If you weren't homeless, if you were like, "Hi, my name is this and this. I have a home. Uh, can I come and live in yours?" I'm gonna be like, "No, no, probably not. I don't know you." Right? And it's even more, again, self-preservation when it comes to someone who we consider being in a bad circumstance. Because I feel every single one of us do understand on some level that if you're in a bad place, it's easier to do bad things. And I'm not trying to make that okay or give explanation for or bolster the argument of. But a world of people that are hurting aren't going to want to help one another, aren't going to be compassionate, right? And we're seeing the symptoms of a hurt world clear as day on our social medias these days, right? We went through some interesting social things. We're going through some very interesting social things where there is this clear duality, right, unfolding in front of us. And in one way, there is this sense of concern probably arising in a lot of us for our politics and for the kind of route our world is taking, the way we're reasoning about things. And at the same time, there is every single person in the world, right, paying attention at the same time and seeing the way that these kind of ways of being are going to unfold. And I feel the only way for us to learn as a species is to learn these lessons for ourselves, to ask the question, am I evil? Right? And to find that answer in yourself, to find that answer in our species, right? The am, the I evil. Because the I am is in every single one of us. I don't think the I am is evil. I think the I am is everything, right? Including what you would consider evil. But in that way, I think Pojo said it beautifully that situationally, right? For instance, let's talk about the observer, right? The I am that sees. If there was the situation of an I am that sees you drowning, but that I am is disembodied, is just pure awareness, observing you drowning, then we can argue that that's not necessarily evil, because that's just omnipotence. It's just the observance of what's happening. However, as soon as that I am consciousness embodies in me that is melt, and I am standing next to the water watching you drown, now suddenly that's evil, right? And in that way, the evilness of the observing of something is situational as well, right? Like the freaking war is happening on our planet right now. We are observing it. We can see it. We like some dude in Africa has access to the internet and can see the freaking bombs dropping in Hamas. Like that is ridiculous. That is something that the observer has access to in this fractal, and that causes us as a collective to feel something. I'm listening to, by Aaron's recommendation, the telepathy tapes, I think they're called. They're on Spotify. And it's basically a scientific breakdown, talking to scientists that they've done, reviewing of footage and experiments and results in autistic, non speaking individuals and their ability to read minds. That the human species is actively evolving, right? We really are. And we do have the ability to connect psychically with each other. The whole fractal law of maybe you think about a person and they call you, or you have a song playing in your head and then someone else starts singing it directly next to you. All right. Experiences like that. That is like low bandwidth telepathy, right? But it is happening. There is a clear communication. And it, of course, is against the purely scientific causal universe, you know? Like things have to physically mesh. And I mean, your brain waves can be detected outside of your skull, right? Like you can literally see the electromagnetic fields coming out of your skull with like caps. The signal is there. So again, who are we to say with, again, have the sensitivities to be able to detect one another's internal dialogues and intentions and feelings, and in that way grow and change in ways that we might not have been able to if not for our almost like boosting of bandwidth that the internet is. right? Because we're already doing that. This whole communicating with our minds without having to use our words. And then with our technology maturing, we'll be able to do that with even more intention, right? Right now we're doing it, I want to say accidentally, but I don't know if that's the right way to think of it either. We're doing it because that's the way it is. And I look forward to the future where we can do it with precision. Precision, intention, direction, uh, repeatability, memory, access. I want to say scalability as well, right? But I think that's a weird one. How do you scale a conversation? Right? Imagine if instead of just me being like the voice head of this conversation, all 11 of us were talking simultaneously, right? And also simultaneously interpreting every single thing that's being said while saying something about it, right? Normal words will no longer serve us. We'll have to speak it in a new way. And again, I don't know if the other 7 things that I want out of that kind of technology is compatible necessarily with having the 8. How do you scale? Guess we'll have to find out for ourselves. Right? Guess we're gonna have to ask ourselves the question of, am I evil? That weirdly enough is what kind of stimulated today's stream topic, where I was thinking to myself that if we do get to the level of reading each other's minds, be it either through our own biology, right, like upgrading our brains to the point where we can, or by planting chips into our brain and literally giving each other access to that bandwidth, reading each other's minds like that. If that's the world we live in, the question of am I evil is going to be probably the one the most at the forefront of people's minds. Because it's going to be the one question that they are so terrified the other person might conclude, right? What if they think I'm evil? What if they think I'm bad? What if they think I'm wrong? What if they hear the horrible things I think sometimes? What if they this? What if they that? And I feel like that level of trust and that level of openness to our collective species is going to be a hard sell, a very hard sell. Because again, very few people are willing even to ask the question of, am I evil? Am I evil? Am I evil? Starts maniacally laughing. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading some comments. I'm sorry for taking so long. I don't know if we're evil. I disagree. We work with what we got, and it can be seen as evil, depending on who looks at it. I so love you, friends' participation in this conversation. It's a good point, Kriyas. Yes and no. I believe that it's our current intention that dictates where we fall on that scale. Don't work out of fear. That is evil. Work out of grace. I like that. I really like that. That's awesome, Kriyas. That is the way to overcome the evil that is working for money. Because you're doing it because you're scared. You're scared you won't be okay if you do. It's good that you're giving me this as a point because I need to reframe my mind in some ways in that case as well. Preserving your own safety and holding your loved ones close because you fear for their safety is a good thing. Ignoring the cries of a fellow human isn't. Every moment is an opportunity to be both. We are always both. Not only are we always both in those emotional ways and the ways we show up, but we're also both of the people, both the capable of helping. Right? And I think, again, this unwillingness to answer the question or ask the question of, is what I'm doing evil? Right? Let's talk about insurance companies, like medical insurance companies. Do you think those CEOs are asking themselves that question when they record profits by not having to pay out people's medical debt? Do they ever ask themselves, is this evil? Am I doing something evil right now? Probably not, right? Or maybe they are. Maybe they ask themselves that question every day, and then they look at their bank account and it says million dollars, and then it's okay. They're like, you know what? Yeah, I am evil, but million dollars, nice. And then they get to worry about other things, right? They don't have to worry about having million dollars anymore. Who knows? Who knows? I feel that's one thing that I read recently on a Reddit post about how suddenly coming into a lot of money, for example, ends up ruining people's lives because it introduces a set of problems that they were not ready for. We never really escape this rabbit hole of our own decision making, right? And again, I think the unwillingness to admit some evil, let's even say, right, makes you less complete, right? I feel like that's one thing that I'm still trying to really form a clear understanding with in my own experience. It's because I do believe I am here to stand up for light, right? For the good, for love. My whole philosophy is that love is true, right? And in love is true, I believe it's like a fundamental of our reality. That if love wasn't true, me and you would cease to exist. And we can simplify it down to if there was no love between your parents or no love for you, even if you didn't have parents and you were raised by other people, and even if they didn't love you either, you have loved yourself enough to escape them and take care of yourself right now, right? And we can go back to the generations and generations that had to come before for you to exist and the love that had to be in that moment as well. And yet, in me sharing that as my philosophy, people try and make me out to be, I want to say the word maybe naive, because I am capable of anger or I am capable of, I want to say the word hate, right? Like I'm supposed to, because I believe one thing, only, only be that thing, right? Where the uplifting of something is more something to strive to. All right. One of the things that is true about love as well is the fact that it's all encompassing. Right. If it wasn't for love being true, there would also be no anger. There would be no hatred. Right. There would be no people stabbing each other because they were loved too. Right. Maybe that person loves their ego so much they'll stab yours to make a point. Right. And in that way, there is a infinity, right? A balance happening within each and every single one of us. And it's not about being evil or being good. Sure, I think it's better to ask the question than never even consider it because it makes you realize that there is this ebb and flow happening in your experience as a human being. It makes you a little bit more willing to see the world in a nuanced way, I believe. It gives you perspective. Gives you some perspective. I'm coming back to it. Mm, preserving, bless again. It just depends on where the situation is observing from. Yeah. Personally, I don't believe in evil. Oh, see, I'm gonna hear you out. Actions people take are always a form of self-service or love, we can say, right? I think that matters. It's whether they do it from a place of compassion or a place of fear. I agree. I do agree. And again, right, I believe love is true. I don't believe fear is true. I don't believe evil is true. I don't believe good is true. I believe love is true. And again, it's three simple words that for me has an infinity of interpretation, right? What that means to me, it grows every single day. I was encouraged to remind you, friends, as well, that if you don't feel like it, you are loved, you are loving, and you are worthy of love. Always remember that. And if you stop believing it, remind yourself. It helps to do it out loud, even. I find leaving my house to be burdensome. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, Joy V, but sometimes it isn't. Right? And in those moments of it not being, all of the dogs are hovering around the baby dog while he's eating his food. I got mosquito bitten again. Ja, dat is hover daaroor om asof hulle ja. Okay. Nature is neutral, natural. We're always on a sliding scale. Shoot, I'm like 50,000 ATM. Not much I haven't seen. Chai Viva, I feel you on that. I'd rather just stay put. The world can be crazy sometimes. The world is crazy always, bro. That's the point, right? And again, I feel the home, your home, and the reason the home is nice and the reason leaving the home can sometimes be burdensome is because the home is sanctuary. The home ought to be sanctuary. The home ought to be a place where you feel safe, where you don't have to feel anxious about being seen or, you know, being in general. And in that way, going into the outside world, you are seen and you are potentially expected to be in a certain way. And that can be burdensome. And then, having had that burden, having bolstered your strength, you get to come back to sanctuary. And then it feels all the better, right? Home feels even more cozy after you've socialized and drained your social battery. At least for me, it does. Like being in the social space and like looking forward to going home again and then getting to go home again and being comfortable. It's nice, right? And I feel that contrast again. My point is going to always be the infinity, right? Like give yourself both sides of the spectrum. Realize that there is more out there for you. And it's not from a perspective like you don't know that already. It's just like it's realizing means making it real every day, right? Like the only way for that what is out there for you to be there for you is for you to be there for it, right? Real eyes, real eyes, real eyes, or whatever, right? Was that a Jaden Smith one? Uh, this world can be crazy. Joy Viva, I feel you on that. I'd rather just stay. Bless you again. Worky lurky, you early burbs, not owls, and love doves. We love you, Zhao. Sending you blessings at the worky workies. Some are misinformed, which is kind of evil, but people themselves are not. Yeah. I heard this take recently that goes policy. The policies we're under right now is evil. The people are not. Mm, if you tried hard enough, you could. If you have no food, real gods, word to them, it will fill them up. I don't know what that means. Are you serious? Words can't replace food for any living thing. Yeah, maybe that's why I didn't know what he meant. If I was hungry enough, I will go and dumpster dive behind like fresh produce places. They literally throw out food every single day, right? I will not die of hunger. No, sir. I will. I will exist. I will exist with a rage, with an unwillingness to quit. Hmm. Some homeless. Yeah, it's by a choice. Exactly. Like some people want to live a certain lifestyle, and the homeless lifestyle is what they want. And they were given options to do something else as well, and they went back to that. I'm more than willing to admit that that's definitely not the case for every person that is homeless right now as well, though. Right, and in that way, we can still do better. Mm. Food is food, words are words. Both can be nourishment, but one cannot replace the other. Yeah. Never homeless, just houseless. I've lived a vagabond lifestyle more than once. It's a choice. Yeah, it's true. So, well, I mean, it's true that you are choosing to live a vagabond lifestyle. All right. These days, it's not that much of a choice whether or not you own a house. All right. Unfortunately. Zum, 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 zum. Okay, tell that person freezing on the corner they are home already. Uh, I see there is like a little bit of a turning like the old engine. Walk past them and tell them how you don't bring them walk past them and tell them how you don't bring them inside for warmth. God can fill you up on a supernatural level by breaking conventional knowledge, and the word will teleport food into you. I'm too like I am willing to like embellish like quantum energy exchange, right? And I have done fasts for extended periods of time. However, however, people need to eat, and people are starving, right? And I don't know if talking to them is gonna help. Like weirdly enough, most of the people that are starving right now probably don't speak English, right? So even if you really had the words, if you knew the exact words in your mind to say to that person to make them feel better about the situation, they wouldn't understand you. So your words will be like to them, right? And they'll be like, "Mhm. Okay, okay, alien person." Is it evil to not save a drowning person when the most likely thing is that they will drag you under to drown alongside? Uh, Again, hot take. It depends on the circumstances, right? I feel like there's some sort of level of assessment that needs to be made. But what Joy is saying is true, right? Where people, while they're drowning, they don't think anymore. They're trying to survive. So when you get close enough to them to try and save them, they might literally latch onto your body and hold on to you. Like even if they pin your arms down, they'll hold on to you and drown with you. Oh goodness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fear is a big influence on our choices. True. I got big telepathy in a crowd. I can read you all. If one is not having a good time, I know. I feel that too, bro. I usually take it onto myself to go and connect to those people as well. Maybe they will pull you under, or maybe you will rescue them. The fear is the catalyst. Chill out, anger, misrecords that. Thousand visions when I thought about if you were evil. Chill out, anger, and information cause that. I like that. Bless. I get so angry. Okay, it's enough now, please. Dogs have been licking the bowl. Keep scratching against the floor. Hey, stop it. I get so angry when we walk down this road. Insurance is the epitome of humans. We have the resources to help each other, and yet we ask one another to invest money in a dream. We invest. Leave the bowl be, bro. It's empty. Oh, you dragging it against the floor doesn't make it anymore. You silly fat bowl baby. Come here. Come here. I want to show people how fatty bo batty you are. Like he gets served a certain dose of food. Come here, come here, fatty. Wow. Look at how fatty he is. Wow. Look at this. Look at this fat baby. Wow. So fat. This is a fat baby. Yeah, so fatty. Wow, wow, wow. I feel like I'm holding a little watermelon. What's your puppy? Where's your baby? Yeah, yeah. Property, property. Hmm. He's a sweetheart. Aren't you the sweetest little creature? He's like, no, sir. I've been trying to eat you this whole time. Didn't you not notice? I was trying to eat you. Nice little neck scritchums. Oh, so nice. Oh, little nice scritchums. Hmm. There we go. A moment of Kobe. Uh, hey. Keep loving. I will. I don't think I've seen that username before. The Christy cast. Bless you, friends. Mm. The whole place could be an Eden for all humans if we could just relax and start trusting one another. We already have the solutions. Yeah, we do. I think, I agree with you, but in a way that might be, let me just say it, all right? I feel you on this fractal of we just need to start trusting one another as humans, but we're building technology right now that allows us to not rely on just trusting each other, right? Because the system that we're in right now is rife with distrust. And that system includes our financial one because people are trusted to tell the truth about things and to not fudge the numbers, etc., right? Not do insider trading, not print more money or whatever. And it's happening right now. And there is now systems being built that operate on a trustless level. So I believe that that is going to help us take better care of ourselves, because we won't be so divided. We'll actually have something concrete to work towards, to work on. Is a sign of distrust. We just choose to remain afraid and remain divided. My heart breaks when I get to this point of reflection. Love is true, Krios. Love is true, and I can carry us through these moments. Please do, bro. Most of the humans I know, they prefer fear and ignorance over love and solutions. Fear and ignorance is still easier than love and solutions, right? Because love is active, fear is passive, right? Solutions are active, ignorance is passive. It's a matter of energy expenditure. And again, we live in a world where people's energy is being stolen by so many things. So it's no surprise that that's what they are looking for, right? They're looking for less because they're being milked for everything they have. It presents a challenge for me to be an example rather than a member of the herd. I feel you, bro. Show them the way, you love them. It takes time, but they will realize that they have been spreading the wrong thing. You're right on that, Kriyas. Beautiful wisdom. All we need to do, if we want to help our fellow person, is teach them unconditional love by loving them unconditionally. And that's like the hardest thing we can hope to do. But it's also the only thing we can hope to do to make this world a better place for our immediate people. Just love them unconditionally. I feel very alone most of the time, holding your heart, bro. But that doesn't stop my plight. We try because we know that there is a better way to live. And we'll keep trying, bro. Indefinitely. It's an uphill battle, but we can taste the plateau of peace and unity. So we push against the downhill resistance that seems to consume this culture. It really is that way, bro. And it's unfolding exactly as it should, slice by slice. Yes, the do need to eat. we do need to eat. I didn't breathe for a whole day. God has me and made sure I did not die of no oxygen. Oxygen just was in my blood, no need to breathe. You never alone. God is with you if you leave the door open. Yeah. I I believe the door being open is like you being open, right? This mind being open. And in that way, God is always there because you are as well. We fight against the fear because sometimes it's the only thing we can do to find a sense of purpose. This chat is filled with wise words. Loving yours. Helping the machine isn't helping anyone. We cry and we push love because it's a small piece of peace in a crazy world. It's true. Super dope. I'm born again. I know we all have a perfect body, one that does not die for all eternity. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that, dear friend. What made you become born again? Maybe you can let me know on the horizontal stream because this one is going to be ending. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me, for finding some time. I am sorry for not dancing more. If it was cooler, I would have. Maybe I'll start doing a second stream like at night time or something. Maybe when we have like proper air conditioning, it'll be a little bit more doable as well. Thank you, friends, for bearing with me. I love you, and I'll see you again like in a few moments. Bye for now.